Transport is the lifeblood of any nation. Getting goods from A to B safely and securely is one of the fundamental elements in assisting economic growth. And as the European Union continues to extend its boundaries eastwards, the eyes of politicians and businesses alike are fixed firmly on the sustainable growth of the commercial road transport sector. One person who's been watching the market with keen interest is Haydar Özkan, who sits on the executive committee for the Turkish International Transporters Association, the UND.
We see that there is a big growth in the whole trade volume in the world. And in fact, this means there is more demand now for the mobility of people and the goods. And this equals more demand on the transport services.
A vast majority of road transport operators are responsible and law-abiding. But with the rapid growth comes a culture of fierce competition, tempting some operators struggling to turn a profit to sacrifice quality and safety to survive in the cutthroat marketplace.
It is very easy to enter to the profession, far more easy as it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago we were obliged to buy a license. Today with 9,000 euros you can be a fleet operator. With 2 weeks training, you can be a fleet operator.
It's an issue that's attracting global attention, and with good reason. Road traffic accidents in the European Union claim more than 40,000 lives a year and leave more than 1.7 million people injured, representing estimated costs of 160 billion euros. Although only a small percentage of those accidents involve large commercial vehicles, drivers of poorly maintained and overloaded trucks, ignoring basic safety protocol such as mandatory driving and rest times, certainly do nothing to help the situation. Operating in an ultra-competitive, fully liberalised market, the vast majority of road transport operators survive on very slim margins. By setting unsustainably low prices, cowboy operators are responsible for eroding the margins further still.
We are operating in a market which is not harmonised, and that's what's causing the problem. Our colleagues from Eastern Europe work with lower labour costs, and that is decisive when transporting goods on the road.
And with 4 more countries lining up for union membership, including Turkey, harmonised implementation and enforcement of existing regulations governing this crucial industry has never been more important. The bridge here across the Straits of Bosphorus is one of the main trade routes through from Europe into the Middle East and beyond. Little wonder then that Turkey, which straddles the bridge either side, is well placed to take full advantage of the enlarged market. But Turkish regulators face a tough job bringing the country's 600,000-odd domestic truck operators into line with the rest of Europe. Until only a few years ago, the domestic industry here was pretty much ungoverned, with the 40,000 international operators only subject to secondary legislation. But all that is changing.
They will have to fulfill 3 requirements: the financial requirement, the professional competency, and being in good repute. So that is going to be a very painful process. That is going to be a very hard one. Some companies and some individuals will be eliminated.
To aid this transition, the Turkish government, in collaboration with national and international trade bodies and with the support of the road transport industry, have established a school of transportation and logistics at Istanbul University.
We should give more emphasis on training our drivers, on training our managers, and on training our operators themselves. And when you have trained professionals are doing the job really, then you will have the cowboys out of the roads. But of course, this has to be backed by strong political decisions and healthy legal framework.
It's an approach that's being reflected Europe-wide. The global body for road transport operators, the IRU, have established a network of certified local training academies, providing harmonised international training courses in safety and road transport management that are recognised throughout the world.
The academy is also furnishing the security that the driver, the fleet operator, has a true diploma. As you know, in a well-developed country in Europe, up to 10% of the driver have fake driving license. And with our system online, everybody could check at any time if those drivers, those fleet operators have true access to the profession.
And perhaps more crucially, the safety issues covered will undoubtedly contribute towards reducing the amount of casualties on the roads.